All right, guys, I want to go over what you should be doing for CQC number 4. Feel free to pause this video at any time so you can copy. Remember, you're allowed to use the wording I use. We're going to continue practicing this, but if you want to go rogue and come up with your own ideas, that's fine too. I'm going to be referring to this sheet here, making a CQC paragraph. So if you have that with you, great. If not, I attached it to the assignment in Google Classroom. So the first thing I have to do is my topic sentence. And remember, my topic sentence should introduce the main idea of the topic. So obviously we're talking about anxiety here and how it's affecting teens. So I'm going to say a broad statement: anxiety has become more prevalent in teenagers in recent years. Then I need to jump to my claim. So my claim is going to allow me to introduce what my article is going to talk about, while also giving a brief summary and letting me know the author's name and the title of the article. So I'm going to want to go into, he's addressing parents and talking about how anxiety affects kids and what parents should do and how they should look out for their children. And I'm going to then zoom in on a specific element, which I am going to pick technology for my example. So I am going to give the author, note him in Sean Taylor's article, and then I type in the title of the article. And then I give a summary. He gives strong suggestions to parents of teenagers who could be struggling with anxiety. Then I want to go into specifics and introduce the idea of technology, which is what I'm going to talk about in my quote. He addresses that electronics are a big element of the issue. So there's my topic sentence. There is my claims. Now I got to pick my quote. I'm going to use the colon rule, where I have to have a complete sentence in front of the colon for it to make sense. So I'm going to say, Taylor explains the effect technology has on children and teens. Once again, you can pick a different topic. You can use the same quote as mine, or you may choose a different one. It's totally up to you. So this is the quote I am picking. And I have to give my author credit at the end. It's on the front page, so I put 1. If it was on the back, I'd put 2. And I am choosing the quote where it talks about how he explains the effect technology has on children and teens. Constant access to digital devices lets kids escape. So now what do I do next? So once I have my quote there, it's time to go into the comment. This would be an opportunity for me to explain technology, the effect it's having on kids, the fact that they don't know what it's like to be bored. So when they are bored, it creates an anxiety because they don't know what to do with themselves. They feel alone or left out when they're not constantly preoccupied with their technology. And I can also go into they feel sad because they just don't know how to deal with the emotions because they're very used to distracting themselves. So I would go on and explain a lot about what I think this quote means and the point Taylor is trying to make in his article regarding technology. Then I'm going to provide my opinion. I'm going to talk about how I think technology has a negative impact on children at such a young age. They have a hard time figuring out their emotions because they are in constant access to social media and gaming. And though those things can be a fun way to spend their time, they're not really focusing on just social interactions, dealing with emotions, mental health issues that are obviously more important than those things. So then I need to bring up another point the author makes. However, some of you are making this mistake. Do not quote another quote. There should only be one quote per CQC. But that doesn't mean I can't bring up, maybe I want to talk about how parents give unrealistic praise, or kids aren't learning emotional skills. They don't know how to deal with stress or their feelings because that's not taught in school. Or maybe I want to talk about how parents protect their kids from things going on in the world, or kids don't have enough time to play. I could bring up all those topics if I want to. And then I need to provide my opinion on it. But I want you to do that without creating a quote. I just want you to mention maybe some of the things Taylor says and then provide your opinion on it. What do you think about all of these instructions Taylor is giving to parents? And then end it with, what do we do? Where do we go from here? How do we fix it so that we are no longer seeing more and more individuals and young adults with anxiety?